segment 4, the last segment of the last show of the month. And you know what that means. Alexis Brown from Alexis Brown Law is in the house every month.
Oh, yes.
Hello. Man, it just seems like that. And
I know.
And you were here just last month.
I was. It seems like just recently.
Just recently. So, we got a plethora. See, I got all these intelligent women on my show today, so I have to step up the language.
That's right.
And we have a plethora of things to talk about. But just for about 30 seconds, I do want to, Alexis, let's talk a little bit. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I want to talk to people so they know exactly, because there's all kinds of lawyers. What type of lawyer? What is your caseload? What do you like to do and stuff like that? What can we call you about?
Sure. Well, here's the thing. You can really call me about anything.
Anything.
Because if I don't do it, I do usually have a fairly good referral source because I've been in town my whole life. So, and worked in the business for a long time before I was a lawyer. So, but anyways, as far as I go, business, real estate, some personal injury, estate planning is kind of, the major ones that I like to do.
Mediation, if you need
I would love that, yeah. If you need some help negotiating through things or resolving, a debt or anything like that, you can always, call me and see what I can do for you.
You know what? Because I will tell you, having a lawyer on speed dial, it makes you sleep well at night, that's for sure.
I'm glad you're resting well.
I slept last night from 9:30 at night till actually this morning, which is hard for me in the summer. I really have a hard time sleeping, but last night, I think after about 3 weeks of going to sleep at 3 in the morning because I can't fall asleep, my body just crashed.
It's only been, 120 degrees out.
Oh, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. But anyway, so Alexis is a permanent thing here on the show. She comes on the show, the last segment of the last show of the month. And what we like to talk about is we love to give an update on the Clark County Law Foundation.
Yes.
And we have a lot of news there. I've got some notes, but I know you got it in your head.
I do.
But there's a lot of big things going on. You just had another event at the Mob Museum where you did a trial by peers.
Yes.
And those are every month.
No, the community safety forums are at the Mob Museum every month. You can go to the Mob Museum's website and check out the topics that they're going to cover and all of that kind of stuff. So.
Right. So that happens every month, and you're neck deep in that. But we did get some good news. I guess you were neck deep. Now
full deep.
You are here. You are now a board member.
Yes, I was officially elected to the board of the Clark County Law Foundation, so I'm super excited to see what I can do to help the program continue to grow and, see just where it's going to take me and, how things are going to go.
Let's get into the nuts and bolts. What Clark County Law Foundation is. Let's talk a little bit about the trial by peers so that I know we kind of know what's going on, but there's new people watching every month.
So, of course, the Clark County Law Foundation, the primary thing is trial by peers. It's our youth court here in Clark County, and we're helping local kids get second chances who've been involved in the juvenile justice system. And so, we've had some really great new volunteers come on. We're always looking for attorneys to help us out. Jessica Goody, who's I know a good friend of Danny Vegas, is a rock star. She's actually teaching class tonight for the summer course.
Okay.
So we're doing the summer course right now as well for the new peer counselors. We've got about 45 peer counselors, teens from local here schools and things like that who applied to be peer counselors and now are learning all about the law and that kind of thing. So Jessica's teaching them about case preparation and how important it is not to go into court unprepared. So
you know what they always say, a lawyer never asks a question unless they already know the answer.
We try to, because we've asked our clients all the questions before we go into court or before we talk to the other party.
We can get into it a little bit, but a lawyer told me long ago, but there's very rarely a Perry Mason moment. Okay. There
can be occasionally, and you have some fun moments. I actually had a really fun moment in a deposition where, I was just asking this guy about what sort of the initials of his business name meant, and the response was sort of really offensive to women. And here I am, a young woman lawyer sitting in front of him, and his attorney's face was like just his jaw dropped. He obviously didn't know the answer to that question until I asked it. So it was a fun moment because I was like, it didn't change the case, but still.
But that was a Perry Mason moment. Okay, all right. It was
fun.
That's one for your book, that's for sure. Okay, so we have new board now. The cool thing is you're part of a board. Now I didn't know that Jessica Goody part of the board, or is she part of the situation?
No, she's volunteering. She's now
volunteering.
she is a recent new senior attorney volunteer for us, and she's just being a rock star. She's volunteered for court a couple of times. She's teaching class, you know what I mean? So she's really helping us out, which I'm so grateful for. So.
Excellent. She actually co-hosted the show with hashtag Nicole Taylor Sharp about a year ago. I think
we're going to get her back in.
I think I need to have a hashtag One Lucky Gal co-host. I think I need to give Jessica a call.
You should.
Yeah.
So, hey, Jessica, call Danny.
She's probably sitting there like, oh, he needs to call me. But anyway, okay. We've got about 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to go over as far as the law firm or the Clark County Law Foundation? Because we kind of want to get into some cool law stuff.
Juicy Las Vegas law.
And this is what's cool about Alexis. She'll come in and we'll actually talk about some of this stuff. Now, I'm going to set it up and you're going to knock it out of the park, okay?
Got it.
We have an attorney in town who is in a little bit of hot water, okay? Because she has some fixation with bad boys, and she has a relationship with if we were judging a book by its cover, a pretty mean-looking dude, you know, that probably we wouldn't want to bring home to mom. But at the same time, it's all stereotypical, of course. He could be a very nice guy. He just happens to be in jail. And this attorney, licensed attorney, has a relationship with this guy in jail and has not been secretive about it. She's like, hey, that's my man. I love my man. And go.
That is right. So who knows whether or not the relationship existed before he was in jail or not. She says it did.
Okay.
She's like, I have been with him for a long time. I have not hidden it. But that's the question. Mm-hmm. And the reason that's the question is because our licenses depend on it as lawyers. We can have relationships, of course. We're human beings.
Okay.
So the ethical rules, they talk about when we can have relationships with clients. And there's a certain order. First, you have to have the relationship, and then you can have the client. You can't have a client and then have a relationship with that client. And by relationship, I mean intimate type of relationship with that client. You have to have an intimate relationship, and then you can represent like your spouse or, you know, a significant other or that kind of thing. So
I would think for a gentleman anyway, I don't know how it is when it's the other way around, when the man's the lawyer and the woman is the client. But I can imagine for a man, I think it takes a lot of huevos to be hitting on a lawyer when she's trying to represent you. You got to be like, hey, I know you're keeping me out of jail, but would you like to go to dinner?
Well, you know, I mean, you would think, but again, people are people, right?
Right.
And you know, an attraction is attraction.
Right.
And again, I mean, if this relationship did exist before he was her client, then great. And then her license is okay. The thing that she is also, though, in trouble for is the whole cell phone thing.
The phone, she gave him, or when she did a visit, she gave him a phone.
More than once, unfortunately.
Okay. A phone.
So, yeah, gave him her cell phone. I don't know if he took it with him, or I think she just maybe let him use it, but apparently that's not okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be sneaking phones because you can, a genius can can unlock all the doors with a cell phone.
Right. So inmates are not supposed to have cell phones in jail, and she allowed, or allegedly allowed, her inmate boyfriend to have her phone in jail. So now she's being charged, and that all of this puts her license at risk. And I mean, it's scary. I would imagine it's really scary. I mean, even if she's confident in her position.
So we're a 2-judge panel. We're sitting up here, WCOBM, at our
Alexis Brown Law. Yes,
that's right. What do we decide with this young lady? Do we say, you know what, come on, pull your head out. You know, you're a lawyer. We do have somewhat of rules that we follow. Can you suspend a license for 30 days? Can you say, you know what, you're out for 90 days, but you can come back after? Or what happens?
Sure, yeah, there's different suspensions, there's reprimands, there's total disbarment that could, result. So there's a lot of different things that could happen with their license from the state bar. So the state bar is the one that handles the bar.
I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't either. No. Well, I don't know. I mean, again, it depends on really when the relationship started. If it's legitimate, again, our rules say that we can have relationships, and I'm okay with having a relationship, you know?
Well, yes.
So.
Okay, Alexis, 8 seconds left.
Let's
tell it. How do we get a hold of you? How do we find you?
Sure, 702-848-8806, alexisbrownlaw.com.
That's right. I think I have that down on the lower third. Gee whiz, 10 minutes is up. We'll see you next month.
See ya.
All right. We'll be back next week.